Hi everyone, and welcome to Heal Endometriosis Naturally with Wendy K Laidlaw. Wendy has spent the last 2 years helping women with various stages of endometriosis to heal naturally after putting her condition into remission. After her own healing success from stage 4 endometriosis and adenomyosis, she's inspired to heal others, and her goal is to help some of the 175 million women know that there is another way other than painkillers, drugs, or surgery. This is the place to be for real talk with real people for real results, so you can learn how to heal your endometriosis naturally. Please note that the opinions expressed in this program may represent options, but are not a substitute for proper medical care. Before starting any new healthcare program, we recommend you consult with a health professional.
Hey everyone, it's Wendy K Laidlaw here, and a very, very happy new year to you all. I'm so super excited if you are listening to this podcast and have listened to other ones in the past, because I just know from the bottom of my heart that this is your year. Every new year, did you know, millions and perhaps billions of people around the globe wake up with renewed vigour and intention to do something different from the previous year. Many will be filled with a determined resolve to change. Yet did you know that my favourite saying is, we all seek change and we all fear change with equal measure. If you just stop for a brief millisecond and tune into your body as you say, I want change, what do you notice? Where do you feel it? Is it that tiny bit of fear or anxiety in your stomach? You see, most people only fear change when change feels it is out with their control. What I mean is, someone or something will enable change upon them. And then what if that change is the wrong type of change that they seek? I know myself, through the years, decades, with the gynecological medical field, I sought change. But it got me progressively worse to the point, as you know, my story, I ended up bedridden. That was scary change. And this is why it's so important to be the master or the boss of your own change, an endo boss. I'll come back to more about that in a minute, about what it means really to be an endo boss. But did you know that studies have shown that over 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And that's because most New Year resolutions even, do not involve a plan. Most Year resolutions are just pipe dreams or goals. Goals like a pain-free body and more energy are great, but only the end result, and do not provide you with a proven strategy and pathway to get you to your destination for good. For example, if you set a goal of throwing away all your chocolate and potato chip wrappers and foods in your waste paper basket and only eat healthily from now on, but you do not have a specific plan or pathway, then if you fail, you plan to fail. There may be other goals like saying you'll put yourself first and ensure self-care this year. But again, if you do not have a specific pathway, then you learn the hard way, which takes at least 10 or 20 times longer. Instead, step into someone's shoes or footsteps who has already achieved your desired results. The first few weeks of any habit forming or focusing on yourself are really challenging, and I will not pretend otherwise, because the start of any new journey is the difficult part. Hence why I created the 21-day Unstoppable Endoboss Challenge. I know if you're listening to this, that you have the spirit and the drive for a challenge. Let's face it, endometriosis is a challenge in itself, and you're here now listening to this and you haven't given up. A challenge literally challenges you to break the habit of being yourself and stepping into a new identity or new thinking or new awareness and ultimately a new body. Albert Einstein said it best when he said the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over, yet expecting a different result. If you feel frustrated right now, then see that as a sign from your wise self to do something differently this year. What is awesome about this 21-day Unstoppable Endoboss Challenge is there are no side effects. It is not at all toxic to your body. What this challenge will do is, in a loving fashion, very gently challenge you, kindly and lovingly, as I say, to learn how to make yourself a priority without guilt. This is really important on the pathway to putting the condition into remission. Chances are you have been conditioned from a young age to put everything and everyone else ahead of you, which is lovely and very admirable. But when you're ill and sick and your body needs to be healed, the priority and focus needs to be put on yourself. This challenge will help you identify the root causes, for example, of your anxiety and sadness and depression, and start this new journey of developing compassion. And I'm sure you're asking, well, Wendy, why do I need to develop compassion to heal my endometriosis? Well, you need to develop compassion because unless you learn the underlying rudders and roots, causes of the feelings and the emotions, then you're still stepping forward in a blinding fashion, not knowing why your body is responding the way that it is. This challenge will start you on a new pathway to becoming a boss of your emotions, a boss of your feelings, and ultimately, between 6 to 12 months, of your body, in a way that no one has taught you or showed you before. Nobody teaches this as a child. It will keep you inspired to take action, step forward, one tiny, small, what I refer to as ant step at a time on this new pathway. I don't even suggest doing baby steps because there's so much that we need to get to subconsciously and kindly that we need to do it slowly so that you can integrate what you're learning as you're going along. And you want to move forward on this new pathway, a pathway that works, a pathway that has zero side effects, a pathway that empowers and educates, and a pathway that finally answers all the questions, yes, all the questions you've been asking for years. But it's even more than that. This challenge is not designed to beat you up or to be cruel or unkind or be harsh. It is quite the opposite. For every woman with endometriosis I know is already good enough already at being too hard on herself. That is not the aim of the challenge. It is not about perfecting your perfectionist. We're working towards progress. It is developing the kind of compassion for yourself is the biggest challenge every future endoboss has as she begins this new year. What has been a huge challenge for me over the years is sharing my story and struggles with women like yourself, for I knew that if I could share my vulnerability, my fears, my faults, and even my perfectionism on this pathway, then perhaps it would allow you the opportunity to recognize that we are not aiming for perfection on this journey. Far from it. We are aiming for the progress and for coming home to yourself in a new way. I'll share more in detail on the challenge, but I promise you, if you follow these challenge steps every day for 21 days, your return on time and investment will be totally worth it, because you are worth it. I will share how to get in touch with your heart's desires and get that life of your dreams that you seek. And of course, primarily become a boss of your endometriosis and endoboss. Ultimately, endometriosis has shown up in your body for a reason. I believe it's for a greater purpose. But ultimately, this is about stepping onto a new pathway to get a new you in a new year. Because you need to take a new pathway with a new approach and a new way of thinking about new, caring and supportive women who have your back and totally believe in you. It's going to be a major game changer for you, this challenge. And tomorrow I'll be sharing some feedback from women who were like yourself, who wondered if it was possible to put their endometriosis in remission, yet who were brave enough to take that leap of faith this time last year. And you will hear where they are now on their endoboss journey. This coming year, I have many more success stories to share from really brave and courageous women who have decided to put their shyness to the side and share and hopefully inspire you to taking action, because you need to take massive action on this pathway to become a boss of your endometriosis. And even if you haven't read my book yet and not made any amount of progress as last year, please don't despair. Make sure to read my book. It gives you my story and a step-by-step guide of what worked for me, at least to help you get started. The endoboss journey is an emotional one and requires great tenderness, compassion and support that very few know how to get externally. And this is why we need to start with the internal journey of embracing our emotions, understanding our feelings and anxiety, because the brain and the body are all fully integrated and connected. At the back of your skull, your oldest part of your brain, your reptilian brain, is connected to your spine. And down that spine is your vagus nerve, which then branches out into all areas of your body. You'll learn how the brain and the body are all connected, and how you can slowly, surely, and compassionately understand the messages that your body is trying to communicate to you, and become a boss of your body. And I'll leave you with this Endoboss poem to start this new year. Brush away old heartaches to learn from your mistakes. Be proud of your progress thus far and celebrate as another new dawn awakes. To learn more about how you can start your new year to a new you, you can learn more about the 21-day Unstoppable Endoboss Challenge at endoboss.com/challenge, or read about the other programs at healendometriosisnaturally.com/programs. To your health.
Thanks for listening to Heal Endometriosis Naturally with Wendy K Laidlaw, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and rate us. If you're interested in learning more, you can download your top 5 jumpstart tips at healendometriosisnaturally.com and jump on the VIP email list. Remember to keep you number one. The world needs a healthy you.